All right, I'm Jackson,
I'm Zach.
and this is our native or invasive species PowerPoint on Multiflora rose, also known as Rosa multiflora. All right, here are our videos. See if we can get these to play.
Hold on. Hmm. Just one good.
Yeah, well, I guess that's not going to work.
It keeps cutting in and out. All right. The native habitat for multiflora rose is native to East Asia, like Japan, Korea, and China. Is a shade-tolerant species. It likes roadsides, pastures, forest edges, disturbed sites, and under tree canopies where it can grow.
Some of its characteristics, it's a deciduous perennial shrub. It typically grows about 2 to 10 feet tall in very dense thickets. It likes to grow along roadsides, forest edges, fields, and disturbed sites. Its stems can range from green to red and then become like a woody brown color with age. And they're covered in stout curved thorns that resemble shark teeth and deter herbivory. It's got compound leaves with 5 to 11 oval shaped leaflets. Each are about an inch long and they have fine teeth on them. White to pinkish blooms from May to June are what the flowers look like. They have 5 petals clustered and appear as a single large flower. And for the fruit and dispersal, they produce bright red quarter-inch rose hips that are consumed by birds and facilitate widespread seed dispersal.
The method of introduction was introduced in America in the late 1800s. Its main introduction was for erosion control and rootstock for ornamental roses. Uh, it's beneficial to wildlife, and a lot of farmers keep their livestock in the pasture with multiflora rows, using them where they grow in dense thickets. They'll use it as a fence to keep it as a barrier instead of building fences.
So it's invasive regions. It's become very invasive in many regions of the U.S., especially in the mid-Atlantic, the Midwestern, the northeastern and the southeast. And as you can see, here is a map showing some of its invasive regions.
Ecological impacts, it outcompetes native plants by forming dense thickets that choke root systems and monopolizes soil nutrients and moisture, reduces floral diversity, disrupting pollinator foraging patterns and weakening native plant-pollinator relationships, impairs wildlife movement, forcing animals like deer to alter natural travel routes due to vegetation, alters forest succession by suppressing native tree seedlings, regeneration, and dominating the understory, and it increases fire risk through high biomass and dense structures, intensifying fuel loads and complicating fire dynamics.
So its economic impact, the management costs, the resilience of multiflora rose means that the typical removal methods often fail to eradicate these plants completely, which means that it requires repeated treatments and adaptive management approaches. And agricultural costs, farmers often find multiflora rose overtaking their fields, gardens, and pastures, which lead to decreased crop yields and higher maintenance costs because multiflora rose can just take over the native plants or the plants that are being farmed as crops.
Mechanical control, our first control out of our three. Mowing and cutting during the growing season can slow down regrowth and deplete root reserves, but requires repeated treatments. Hand pulling or digging is effective for small infestation in moist soil, provided the entire root system is removed. Pruning close to the ground reduces plant the vigor, but typically needs to follow up treatments to prevent regrowth. And bulldozing and flaming can eliminate dense thickets of young regrowth, although these methods risk soil disturbance and fire hazard if not carefully managed.
So for biological control, the rose rosette disease is a viral disease spread by the Areophid mites. It's the most promising biocontrol as of now, and it causes abnormal growth and eventual death to the plant. Goat grazing can effectively suppress growth by mimicking natural herbivory, though it's not a true biological control method. Native insects and fungal pathogens have been studied, but none are currently used due to limited host specificity or effectiveness. Competitive native vegetation may suppress multiflora rose, though resource competition and allelopathy serve as ecological management rather than direct biocontrol.
Chemical control, glyphosate, a Roundup mixture is applied at a 1 to 2% foliar spray during active growth, especially affecting flowering or bud stage, may require repeated application. Triclopyr or Crossbow or Remedy Ultra is effective for foliar, basal bark, or cut stump treatments, particularly strong against woody species like multiflora rose. Aminophyride, that's a hard one. Or known as milestone, selective herbicide targeting broadleaf weeds and woody plants, best suited for pastoral settings due to minimal impact on grasses. You know how to say that?
Nope.
Imazapyr or Arsenal or Tordon provides long-term control with strong soil activity and residual effects, but risks killing desirable vegetation or causing off-target impacts. When using chemicals, you need to take safety into consideration. Always use your proper PPE when handling herbicides, as chemicals can cause burns or more serious health risk. Integrated management combining mechanical, biological, and chemical methods is often most effective.
So here's our concept map for the management. It can be cut down, killed with herbicides, or pulled by hand. Its origin, it's native to Asia. It was brought here to be used as an ornamental plant or for erosion prevention or to replace man-made fence on pasture fields. Its impact, it outcompetes native species. It's dispersed by the wind, birds, and other animals, and its dense thickets can impede wildlife movement. Its white flowers, thorns, and compound leaves, along with its red rose hips, are some of its common traits.
Here's our sources that we use for this PowerPoint and for our paper. Anybody got questions?